We gathered a press conference, we said that we froze all the projects, and after that the crisis started. This was the exact moment, and all the builders, they nearly hit me. But people, wake up. There were 9 countries besides Russia, and I understood all the volumes, all the sales, plus I understood what was happening. The sales fell 10 times, so it was understandable that we were on the brink of. That's why we used this technology. It proved itself good. And, for example, the Mirks brand, when we've been choosing it, we spent a year and a half discussing it. We discussed it like that, and to choose a new name for a company, we needed a lot of time. To choose this energy, to choose this impact. You can find a name in one day, but the more you discuss it, the more it gains. And today, we understand that the future is for the companies who understand what is the flow, what is streaming video, what is free ride. So this flow, today you cannot compete with China in producing some microchips or coffee machines. Understand, that's it. This market is not for us. We have one unique thing. I've got a very serious project, I will tell you. Europe and America, they live in the 0-1 system. Yes, no. It's either yes or no. It's the test system invented there. It allows to turn people into robots. Now we have it implemented in Russia, but that's a separate story. Russia is a unique country. And what's so unique about it? Nobody can explain it. Our uniqueness is in the fact that we live in the triplet system. And this is written in us, in our genetics. In our Saint Trinity. So it's yes, no, and also something that is always there and somehow, so you understand, yeah? And this is the most important element. I'm telling you very serious things. That's why in the end of the 17th or 18th century we had a lot of philosophers. We have the most powerful theological society. In these questions, we were the first one in the world, and now the world has come to some dead end from the technological point of view, and we have genetically open minds, constantly. Sure enough, 70 years of Soviet Union made a lot of people go away, but the percentage of people who live within this triplet system in our country, something's happening all the time. This is the triplet system, and this is why we are unique. This is an exact thing. I'm writing a serious work on this topic, and we cannot allow our children to live in this 0-1 system, because it is an outdated system. China, for example, now, they cannot find a breakthrough. They can't find ideas. And well, I believe that from this point of view, we are a little bit first. Why Americans have the Silicon Valley? They gather there the people who live in this triplet system, not only in the yes-no system. So from this point of view, if you open your mind, if you are able to create something that makes people wow, you will be in demand in technologically developed countries. In China, you will be invited as partners, shareholders, and so on. And this is the most important thing. That today, a thing that was our drawback, if we take 20th century, this something was a drawback, but today it turns into a benefit and you cannot lose it. Yeah. Our friends, let's keep fair. Only one side is talking, because probably here we have the past, it has no name, and there we have the future. I can answer, I noticed, our movement, look, it's easier to turn your head to the right. You can check, turn your head. Oh, you owe some money to this side, and you do not owe any money to the other side. Okay, let's do it like that. You see, I'm standing here. Notice, it was not proposed by me. So, what we need to do? A person comes to the lecture, and you must think that you know all the things I'm telling you here. So, you are giving me hints. I'm coming to the exit, and you just... It was a joke. I want to combine the past and the future, to combine it to some contemporary thing. I like the concept. In 2007, I liked what you've been building. I liked that you were personally responsible for what you've been doing. And I also use the same principles in my own business. And the concepts, when I am personally responsible, bring money to me, I will do anything. Do you still have this concept? Look, the first thing, now we have the name, it's called the Flow 8, and all the judiciary liabilities, it's not that we renamed the company, but all the liabilities for all the facilities, I bear them, and all the law structures. Wait a second. We've been on the brink of bankruptcy 2.5 years ago, but now we received a credit from Sberbank, and if we were bankrupt, we wouldn't be able to finish the Dubrovka facility. I wouldn't be standing here, and so on. So it seems to me, no, I've got my own opinion as a professional. Please tell me. I will tell you that in the year 2009, the Kutuzov Tower, it was built, sure, and the only thing until now, there is no your signature to give the apartments to the people. No, look. You made a serious statement right now. Give me a document where I need to put my signature to let people receive their apartments. I'm hearing this for the first time. I don't know why you say that, but I do not understand the essence of what you are saying. If you need my signature, give me the document and I will sign it. Wait a second. Wait a second. Look, I am everywhere. I am in Twitter, in LiveJournal. Have you ever seen anybody writing to me in Twitter, please make a signature and we will receive the apartments? So I think, I don't know why I cannot understand. I am surprised with your question. Once again, listen to me. Look, give me the document. I will sign it tomorrow. I will sign it even today. Now there are 269 people. Where is the document? No, wait. Give me a second, please. You are lying right now. Listen to me, please. You are telling a lie. Right now. It is not good. If there is a document like that, I would have signed it long time ago. Or probably I am lying. And look, tomorrow, everybody will know about the document I need to sign for the people to receive the apartment. We have Alexander here. You can compose a document, and if I can sign anything to let people receive these apartments, guys, believe me, look, every day I'm at my work, I meet people. If and believe me, I make any effort possible. It was just a simple radar assault. People bought apartments in the year 2007 and they cannot receive their apartments. Well, I am sorry. What do you want from me right now? No, the house is built. The money is paid. Why don't people receive their apartments? Look, I tell you once again, hear me, please. Why did I live there in this camp? Nobody came to the city authorities. Wait, give him the microphone. Alexander, please, speak to him. I'm not gathering contemporary art, though a lot of my friends, they paint, and Vadik Monroe, we were in Cambodia, we had a very serious company, but about your success, it's not for everybody. Do you consider yourself as an adventurer? And have you ever made some serious mistakes you probably now regret? Adventurism is probably, let's put it, well, I don't know whether I'm an adventurer or not. Probably to build the Federation Tower in Russia, it was a bit of adventurism, or to build, this project, to get involved in it, taking into consideration all the political risks, it's a kind of adventurism, and now I have to stand here. And you see, without adventurism in a good sense, nothing is possible. You know, there is a concept. You can move, for example, you build one-story building, then two-story, three-story building, and to reach 100-story building, you don't have 100 years. Without these quantum leaps, when you jump from 1 to 10, then to 30, this is adventurism of some kind. This is impossible. What technology I use? When I make this quantum leap, I stop, I have a diary, and I read how I turned out to be here. With a system of self-reflection to be able to analyze in a logical way, my movement. That's why I think you are an adventurer for one day and then you are an analyst for 2 days, because if you are only jumping after 3 leaps, you won't be able to connect these dots into a single path, and that's what leads to very serious consequences. I found out this technology about 5 or 6 years ago, not 20 years ago. You know, 20 years ago, a very interesting thing, there were no books. This is a very interesting issue. A lot of people tell me, you can read how to do it, but I say, let me try to find the solution myself, because the solution I find myself is 10 times, it's 10 times better than one you found in textbooks. This is also a piece of advice for you. If you have some task and you don't know how to solve it, but you have a book, you don't always have to take this book. There are not a lot of good books. Sometimes it's better to start finding your own way of solving this problem. And I think that if 20 years ago I had a huge amount of books, I think, I'm not sure, but probably I wouldn't have built what I have built. Now, knowledge, it's a very fundamental thing. I've got a theory of useful and useless knowledge. When I will try to articulate it, you don't need all the knowledge. Knowledge limits you. They bring a lot of responsibility. Now, a good lawyer will never be a businessman because he knows about all the limitations, all the difficulties. And from this point of view, I think that not always you need to take the knowledge which are already there. You must try to create this knowledge yourself. But this path, this way, this is the way to educate, to develop as a personality. But we need a business school. Wait, a business school? Well, this form we have here, I think it's excellent. 5 out of 5. I think that institutes and universities we have right now, they are outdated as a concept. Probably this is a serious statement, but some serious change. There must be some serious change in the system of education, because in 5 years you receive outdated knowledge, and people don't want to receive this knowledge. And I believe that the world must find some new form of higher education. And the form we have here, I think this is an ideal variant from the point of view of, once again, if you are sitting on an inhabited island and you're thinking and you cannot discuss it with anyone, it's the same. You know, solitary confinement is a very terrible thing. You just go mad. You must have this discussion area. Leo Tolstoy, when you could just read a book and pass an exam, he said that revolution will happen in Russia. By the way, I recommend you, if you read these things, to read pre-revolutionary things. And he was asked why, and he answered, you know, if you only give knowledge to a man and there is no teacher to transfer his internal state, the explanation of how the world works, after receiving this knowledge, a man starts thinking that he is the smartest one because he read 10 books and he passed the exam, and after this he goes mad, and this is what we got in 1917. It was just a part, this is a fact. How many educations do you have? Now, it's a difficult story, to be honest. When I was in my 10th, 11th grade, I also graduated. I went to army. I didn't pass exams to the institute. I wrote an essay, but my handwriting is not so good, so I wasn't enrolled. But later I found out that I needed just to pay some money. And after that, in the year 97 or 98, I went to the University of Architecture and Construction, but as I didn't need physics or mathematics, and I have already built several houses, and they asked me to lecture some students, so I passed it. Then I wrote a thesis just for me, and probably I didn't have these 5 years of studentship, and probably that's why I didn't break my brain with. So, for example, I cannot lie. Everybody asks me, I'm not capable of lies. First of all, that's because of my energetic practices. When you start lying, all your systems, they close and you can't do it. And the second thing, I didn't develop this skill. So you can put me on lie detector and I will be clear. So that's why if there was any document, I would sign it. I have a lot of people are in my team. Director of construction, he has been working with me for 11 years. When I came from St. Petersburg, I gathered a new team. I have a person, well, for example, Natalia Pavlova, she's a head of maintenance department. For example, we started doing business in the year 93 and we've known each other for 27 years. So, these parameters. Unfortunately, part of the people I've been working with for a lot of time, in the beginning of the crisis, they did what they did, and I lost a huge amount of, well, probably I have what I have, what happened, and now it's easy because I always had to push people around. Let's organize a training, and now I don't need to push them because they ran away, and I feel comfortable and I feel good. We got a lot of people who work security personnel. They've been working for 10 years. The world. I don't know the concept you are asking about. I think that there are people. Some people say, I don't like snowboard, I like ski. I say, okay, but have you tried snowboard? And how can you discuss snowboarding if you haven't tried? You know, I'm not a specialist in the thing you are asking about. I don't know what to answer. Have your children proved that they are better than you? My oldest son is 17. I think it's early for him. You know, for example, he's he's snowboarding, he's kiting, motorbiking, he wins prizes, so he's better than me in these sports. So he proved it. Yes, sure, he does the things I cannot imagine. He jumps. And have a lot of children. What do you teach them? They are different. You know, I've got two daughters. They are a year and a half old. So I'm speaking about the values, the main values of life. Well, I'm teaching my eldest son these things. He writes essays. We arranged in the beginning of this year, he writes an essay each week. So there have been 3 months, and he's been writing different essays on different topics. He's been choosing the topics himself. Now he has a task, who I want to be. There is a huge problem. You know, they don't write essays in schools anymore. The philosophy lessons were cancelled, and this is a serious problem. And American universities, for example, they only enroll students if they write an essay. You know, I'm struck, I'm shocked by the system of education. It's not that I have a right to criticize, but how can you cancel writing essays at school? How can you implement the 100 years ago system of the centralized exams? They break our children's brains. Well, my children, they go in for sports, they study well. Well, you as a father, as a person, you won't have a lot of time for that. Oh, you know, look, I have long discussions with him. We sit down and discuss a lot of things. He takes part in different discussion clubs. We have several clubs, we call them the Brainiacs clubs, when we gather a pope and a priest and a physicist. There are a lot of serious people I invite. We have physics lectures, philosophy lectures, and so on, because we need to fill in gaps in all areas of knowledge. He also takes part in it. Probably he'll come to Moscow for a month. He will be just monitoring, observing. I don't know what he will become in future. I don't want to impose my picture of the world. I think I'm rather young, and from this point of view, it's not my task. So it's mine, but I'll explain what I mean. It seems to me that this task of the moral state of the people in our country, it's the task of those who are 50, 60, 70 years old now. I mean, from the point of view of philosophy, of thought, and so on. And unfortunately, we have lost this layer. So our young people don't have any basis to rely on. And we just jump, drink tea, discuss, I don't know. My friends, I think thank you all. Okay, the last question, please. I can tell about myself why I started building. I've been in Sen Valley. I know all the streets when the situation was rather heavy there. My 21st Brigade, and when I came back from the army, I knew for sure that I was going to do something positive. Look, you are speaking about construction, but I have built 2.5 million of square meters. And you come there, and there are children, parents, there are some unfortunate facilities like Kutuzov, but people live, they are born, they enjoy it. There have been no facilities like that, and also office buildings. You feel comfortable. And who did this? Developers did this, and it brings pleasure. What was left from Egypt, from the civilization, Egyptian pyramid? What was left after the Roman Empire? Architecture, Roman laws and architecture. The architecture tells you about the civilization. I think that this is a so important thing. For example, Lenin Mausoleum, and everything's obvious about this period. There is a mummy lying there. Now the Federation Tower, it's impossible to build Federation Tower. What would I do? With your ambitions, I think I'll go home. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if something was wrong. Thank you.